Hello, it has been a minute since I've posted on YouTube. Had another baby. Every spring I get inspired because life starts to pick up again, and then it gets so busy that I stop posting. So figured I'd kick it off this time with my birthday trip to Bend. So come along with us. Getting ready to go on a trip always ends up in random things that we have to do. One of them being finding a shoe that we needed for the trip that got trapped in the mud. Found the shoe, cleaned it. It got to dry by the fireplace overnight, and we now have shoes for my daughter. We live on 10 acres. Not sure if you're new here, but we live on 10 acres. And so a big part of the trip is just making sure that the chickens are ready, the seeds that we started are ready, and packing up the van. We always have a lot of stuff when there's a baby involved. There's also the Easter situation that I don't know why it was in March this year, but it was. So that big box is for Easter. The crates are all the outdoor equipment. That's all of our workout equipment. We always travel workout equipment. That is our sick refrigerator that we use all summer so that we have enough snacks. And that is our battery that is solar powered. That is so clutch during camping season and traveling season. So yeah, this is all of our weather gear for all the seasons that we will be hitting on the drive down to Bend, you will see. And the baby stuff. He's still in his snoo. I was not going to risk transitioning him during the trip, so that's packed in there. All his seating apparatuses, because he is only 5 months. Well, he turned 6 months on the trip, so he's not quite sitting on his own yet. And I just packed, minimum equipment for bar, and yeah, that's everything. So this is the inside look of the van. All 3 kids, all their crap, and my pillow, and we are ready to rock. The trip down was only about 5 hours. So usually takes about 6 with stops. I love this van because we can just do all the stuff we need to do for the kids, change diapers, snacks, everything without having to even exit the vehicle. We can just have our little apartment inside there, stand to do everything. And with living in the Pacific Northwest and weather being what it is, it's just so nice to have, oh my gosh, look at all that dust. It's just flying through there. It's just really nice to have that warm enclosure where the kids cannot get wet and we can just tend to the baby, and we don't have to stress about people in parking lots or anything like that. It feels very safe, especially as a mom. I got this van when I found out we were having a third baby as my minivan. No matter where I go, I can lock the doors and I can just take care of the children, dress them, snack them, change them. We've just really fallen in love with it. If you're in the search for a great mommobile, I highly recommend the Sprinter van. It has a better turning radius than a Suburban. You can fit so much more stuff in it, and it's not that far off from price either. We are breaking it in as a family of 5 on this trip. This is our first trip as a family of 5, and I was just so grateful to have it with the baby. And I love the drive from Washington to Oregon. It is beautiful, but the weather was crazy. I did finish a sweater of a sleeve of a sweater that I've been working on, so I was stoked about that. We arrived to we got sunshine on the front end and sunshine on the back end. This is the Airbnb that we stayed at. I always try to have something that is kid-friendly, carpeted steps, backyard, not too much stuff that they can get into. They're finally at the ages where I don't have to baby-proof everything, which is so nice. And I'm going to really soak it up because next year we will have a toddler again. And it's just really nice to have a little baby on this trip and have my kids being 3.5 and almost 4 and 5, which I cannot believe. But anyway, as you can see, this house is just like super one of those basic Airbnbs, super simple, super empty. And so now we are unloading everything from the van and spreading our crap everywhere. It is madness over here. I need a workout and some pre because this is what I do instead of coffee. I drink pre-workout and a workout. All the reaching behind me and keeping the pacifier in my kid's baby's mouth. Like, I like hurt my neck. I like this shooting pain going up into my ear. Happy birthday. It's a mom birthday present. Kevin is going to run and get some Thai takeout from my favorite Thai restaurant in the whole world that I know of. I haven't been to Thailand yet. Northern Thai food. So it's not like the kind of Thai takeout you get in a strip mall. So freaking good. And I think we're doing a birthday cake. So time to let the good times roll. Let the adventures begin. Tomorrow the fun starts. Tonight we are laying low and getting these kids adjusted. Usually takes them like a day or two to like, this house is much bigger than our house. So they're like running around like crazy people. There's stairs and all kinds of things. And I get it. I grew up in a Florida home, you know, just one long flat thing. I get it. Stairs are very exciting when you don't have stairs at your house with your kids. So anyway, I'm gonna do a bar workout, move my body. If you're new here, then you might not know that I am 6 months postpartum. This is my third postpartum journey, and these are the programs that I have used for 13 years. I am doing bar. I just finished a 12-week bodybuilding program. I am doing bar to just, you know, rest my body, which actually ended up making me even more sore. I have not done these types of workouts in about 3 months, and man, do I have work to do. I am not that type of person that bounces back, and I have a lot of strength to rebuild. And I'm sharing my journey authentically and just very vulnerably over on Instagram and I guess now YouTube as well. So this felt really good, but I did end up getting pretty sore, especially with all the hiking and the walking. Usually it takes me about 8 to 10 months to start seeing results and about 2 years to feel like myself again. And so if you are on your postpartum or weight loss journey, I just want you to know that it's really about showing up every day and being consistent and just continuing to move your body. The results are happening. Things are happening. We just don't see them every day. And also there is the fluctuations of hormones, your period. I mean, this whole week I ate whatever I wanted. And of course that caused inflammation and just made me feel overall like shit coming off of the trip. But I didn't work out every day while I was on the trip to lose weight. I worked out every day to feel good and to be a patient and loving mother. Traveling with kids is not a vacation. I don't call it a vacation. This is a trip. This is a trip to fill my soul, to feel alive, and to kick off spring. And so I just wanted to just remind you that, you know, working out is for so much more than weight loss, especially as a mom. It's for mental health. And as long as you stay consistent, the 2 years are going to pass anyway. And as long as you're eating well, you will get results. But doesn't mean you can't enjoy your favorite foods. And I really like to save all my favorite foods for when I'm traveling. I'm a foodie. I was in the restaurant industry for 10 years and worked for many celebrity chefs. And I just love good, high quality food. But the next morning we did eat a healthy breakfast to kick off the day because I get so tired when I eat high sodium, gluten-filled food. So at least try to eat clean some of the time that I'm on the trip. All right, so this is getting ready to go into the High Desert Museum. Another reason why I love my van. You see the rain, Kevin's standing out in the rain. I think it was snow/raining. And I was changing the baby inside the van, putting on his fleece, and the kids were, you know, tucked in their seats while we got all the stuff for the baby ready. We didn't have to get wet. Well, Kevin did. Well, he stood out and took this video. Took one for the team. But, you know, being able to just have everything ready to go and then leave the van and close the van and lock the van is so clutch. Being able to get the kids dressed, get all their coats on. It's just, I mean, I don't know. I don't mean to be a spokesperson for Sprinter Van, but I might turn into one because when I really love something, I don't shut up about it. I love the High Desert Museum for kids. It's like a zoo and a museum all mixed in one. I was not expecting it to be so packed. as a family, we don't do well with crowds. We're like woods people. But Kevin was really excited about the Sasquatch exhibit. He did not expect that. It was way too scary for our little kiddos, so we took turns going in. And then of course, I love the outdoor areas in the High Desert Museum, but Mom and Dad forgot to pack snacks for themselves. So we started to get kind of hungry, and we're really excited to eat at the next restaurant that we love to eat at. So we didn't spend too much time at the High Desert Museum. We ended up leaving shortly after that to go to Spork, which is another one of our favorites that I think I mentioned that we lived in Bend. Back in the day, we lived here for about a year, and so we have all of our favorite restaurants that just are really nostalgic for us. And so we just really love taking the kids and eating all of our favorite places, and just delicious, fresh, high quality food. And it's just really fun to take the kids to restaurants because we don't really go out to eat much when we're home. We eat at home most of the time. And honestly, where we live, we don't have as good of food. So we really look forward to traveling for the food. Where we usually travel to usually is because of food. This is the first time taking the kids to the Lava Lands. It was amazing. The kids are homeschooled, so they love volcanoes. It was just really cool for them to be able to see all the volcanic rock and to be able to learn about the volcanoes and the lava flow. And of course, I had to hit my favorite clothing store that I pretty much feel like is catered just to me. Everything here I love. I only bought one thing because I am postpartum. So, I'm not really in the mood to shop right now. But we also hit our other favorite store, REI. We didn't buy anything though. We got some Mediterranean takeout. I forgot the name of the restaurant, but it was really freaking good. If you're from Bend, comment below. I can't remember the name. This restaurant was just for the kids, not our first choice, but it was decent. And of course, we had to swing by Back Porch, which is a place where I used to work all the time back in the day. We had just moved to Bend when I first went full-time with my remote business. So I got a matcha and it was delicious. I had to finish this damn cabin sock that I started when I returned to knitting in September. So I worked on this throughout the whole trip and ended up finishing it. And I just want to say, if you want your kids to be good at road trips, you got to start them young. All of our kids have been road tripping since they were babies. And when they're babies, it's a little rough. But once they hit about 3.5, 4 years old, it's pretty easy and super fun. This is Benham Falls, another really great kid-friendly spot. Another spot we frequented when we lived here. I love this. It's just a nice little walk. There's no like drop-offs or anything like that. I can get some serious intrusive thoughts. And so making sure that we're going on hikes where I don't have to like think about what could have happened to them is really important to me. And this is the beautiful waterfall lookout. In case you were wondering, we got El Sancho 3 times while we were there. We ate indoors once and we got takeout twice. The kids didn't really love everything we were eating, so we had to stop by Fred Meyer and get some food for them and also some healthy breakfast food for us. But we did hit up Chow and the kids did so good. Taking them to restaurants is such a freaking joy. And my kids are not iPad kids either. They just like to keep themselves very busy. So we bring a big backpack full of things for them to do. Sadly, Kevin had to leave because he forgot to pack bottles for the baby. It's one of the hardest things about not being able to breastfeed is the freaking formula, and he missed breakfast, but we had a great time eating breakfast nevertheless, went to Smith Rock and enjoyed our last day with some beautiful sunshine. We got great weather on the last day, even though I did have a panic attack because of some of the drop-offs into the river. Again, we've been hiking Smith Rock since we were in our late 20s, early 30s before we moved to Puerto Rico. I love bringing the kids here. I love them seeing all the mountain climbers. And there's just so much nature. Last time we were here, we did come across a rattlesnake, though. My daughter walked up on one. So be very careful if you do this hike with kids. It's so beautiful. And again, we taught them about volcanoes and how Smith Rock was formed. And then after all that, we had to do Easter. I don't know why it was in March this year, but it was. And so I came ready. And when all the kids went to sleep, Mom got to work on putting together Easter baskets. We don't really do candy in Easter baskets quite yet. They're still so young. I'm trying to avoid that for as long as possible. So it's usually art stuff, science stuff, things they're interested in, things they can grow into. I also use felt instead of like that plastic grass because I actually, at the end of this video, you'll see what I got for my birthday, and I'm going to use that felt. And it's such a great alternative to plastic grass, and the kids can even make stuff with it when they get older. They can felt stuff, and everything I do in Easter baskets is for spring. It's like spring inspired for spring homeschooling and gardening, and it's just, you know, one of my favorite holidays to shop for because I love all the spring stuff that's in stores, and I love all the spring books. We are not religious, so we really use Easter just to like celebrate the start of spring, since this is the first week of spring, and I got their little Easter basket chairs all set up for them. And I woke them up in the morning. We did Easter baskets and we hit the road. We were on the road by like 8 or 9 a.m. and it was a beautiful day. We did get hit with wind, but luckily we put suspension and a lift on the van, so we were able to drive safely. We had to learn the hard way with that when we went to the Olympics when we first got the van about a year ago. So it was really nice to have that on the drive home. We got home 6 hours and I went straight into Easter Bunny mode. I went and hid eggs on our trails, and I even found some morels that were starting to grow in our morel patch, which I'm very excited about. I'll share those when I pick them. And we had a great little Easter hunt. It was a lot of fun. It was a mellow night. The weather was great. And I just love this memory of hiding eggs for them every year for the last 4 years. We moved here sight unseen after the pandemic, and it has been a dream come true. I also came home to birthday presents. The house was clean when we got home. That's all Easter stuff on the floor. Came home to cotton for my summer, don't mind my hat hair. New yarn for my summer sweater, and then also a carding machine, which I will use to make my own fiber art and yarn to knit sweaters and all kinds of fun stuff. I have quickly become obsessed with fiber art and knitting since I started doing it again in September. I was not expecting it to become such a passion and addiction, but here I am with a carding machine. I have no idea how to use it, but when I do make my first batch of yarn and start messing around with it, I will definitely share what I make.